Hello and welcome to the channel and to the latest edition of the weekly tarot check-in. My name is Julia, I am a tarot coach and I'm going to give you a quick and dirty check-in regarding the next week, answering the same three questions as always. What is the main topic, issue of the next week? What are the opportunities in this and how can we make the best out of it? Before I dive into the next week, as always, I would like to quickly recap this one. At the end of the recording, it is still Friday here, and it is always a good idea to have a quick check-in with the recent cards as we are approaching the end of the week. This way, we are going to make sure that we don't miss anything. Well, I don't know how is your week so far, but for me, this week has brought indeed a lot of insecurities, I must say. I had to often remind myself of the advice of the week, which is, as you may remember, it was delivered by the reversed Emperor and the Four of Pentacles, inviting us to stay grounded, have a reality check, and making sure that we are not pretty much caught up in our illusions, fears, or anxieties. All right then, the next week is going to be also super interesting. I am super impressed by the constellation what I have here in front of me on the table. And I can say that the lesson delivered by the cards this time is super strong. Also a bit of inconvenient, but it can really set you free and give you the opportunity for some renewal. This is clearly signified by the main card, which is the Sun. The Sun is all about vitality, sunlight, sunshine, optimism, success, renewal, and the like. It is also about the good child energy and childhood, and this is a super positive card. It is very promising for the week, so it can be that we are going to have one of these topics or all of them, who knows. It is complemented by a King of Swords. We are talking about the swords here, so we talk about the mental things, about attitudes, beliefs, power, ambition, and also about rationalism. And given that we have a king here, we can assume that this is going to be this way in this time, very much in harmony, in balance, because the King of Swords is a very fair person, someone who is pretty much grounded, and someone who is very correct in his judgment, not abusing the mental energy, but really using it in a good way. It can be also about fair judgment, a good decision, and being correct, and being balanced and very strict, but in a good way as well. So if I put these two cards together, I can say that this week we are going to have the opportunity for some internal renewal, for some new rebirth by probably understanding something, because we are finally either make a decision or finally understand something. So it can be that a correct and fair judgment or decision is going to be made, and this is going to give us some fresh energy. Or given that we have a child figure here and a father figure here, it can also be that we are going to have to deal with some child-parent, child-father relation. It is also a good idea to pay attention to this because it is a possibility. All right, now let's take a look at the risks and potentials. And this is where it gets really interesting, because we have here a reversed Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about learning, teaching, being the master or the student. It is also about beliefs, attitudes, and in many cases, these are adopted from outside. So it can be that we believe in something that we were taught by someone, either parents or institution, church, and the like. However, the Hierophant also teaches us to be the master of our own lives, and this is going to be very important and relevant this week. I will show you soon how, but first let's take a look at its reverse position, because this is how it has come up. Well, given that it is reversed, we may assume that these things that I have just listed up may show themselves from the shadow side or get out of balance. It can be that our beliefs or firm beliefs are kind of losing ground for some reason. It can be that we start to question and to doubt them for some reason. It also can be that someone is going to behave like a preacher, preaching about life to other people without being asked for it. It is also a possibility. And it also can be that, again, our values and attitudes so far are kind of losing ground, and we have to change something in this area. I tell this because this is complemented by an Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is all about apprenticeship. It is all about learning. And it is about learning by doing. As you can see, this guy is sitting on this bench and he is working on one pentacle after another. He is doing this tiresome and sometimes dirty work. And he is very much in this flow, taking one pentacle after another, trying, failing. And this is the way how he gets better and better in what he is doing. So it is really about becoming the master by doing. And this is where it gets super interesting, because what we have seen here is a reversed Hierophant that, as we have seen, refers to adopted beliefs. And I love how these cards are responding to each other, because what these two teach us together is that actually you can't learn life from books. You can't learn life by adopting beliefs and by following someone who tells you how is it, but you can really learn life by going to the real school of life, and that is about, again, doing. So what I see here is we are going to have the opportunity of getting off the pedestal or stopping following beliefs from outside, but really getting into the doing mode, which is going to much better for us, because this way we are going to, again, learn by doing, getting better and better. And this is how we become the master of our lives, right? Because here we literally take our life or destiny into our own hands. And I love this message. This is beautiful. So again, we are going to have the opportunity of really getting into the doing mode and maybe changing beliefs, and instead of following and listening and the like, or echoing truths that are not really truths, getting into this experiencing mode, learning by doing, and this way making our own experience and creating our own destiny. Okay, and last but not least, we have here two more cards that give us advice regarding all this. And what we have here is a reversed Chariot. The Chariot is normally about masculinity, being super confident, being in control, going out, tripping, journey, and it's also about being able to control those different external driving forces and being in the driver's seat, right? Given that it has come up reversed, it refers again to the fact that maybe we may get out of this balance. We might lose control, we might lose confidence in those things that we believe they were right. And here I would like to show you how similar these two cards are, right? So this is the advice and this is the opportunity. And again, what I feel here is that it can be that we are kind of losing this confidence, and we are not really that sure anymore what is right, and where shall we go, which way. And and this tells me again, maybe it's a good idea, don't get too confident about what you have taught so far. It's a good idea to question that. And given that we have here a 9 of Swords as a complementary card, I feel this message confirmed, because the 9 of Swords is not a very positive card, as you can see. Yeah, instead it is quite frightening, because we see here a person who is just waking up from a nightmare. And indeed, the 9 of Swords is the card of nightmares, bad thoughts, anxieties. And often this card shows up when you are in a bad loop of thoughts, but these thoughts don't have basis in reality. So it can really be that you are extremely worrying about something, and you are pretty much caring about your worries, but they have no basis in reality. So if I put these two cards together, I would say that have a reality check. Take a look at your beliefs. Take a look at what are the ones who are really based in reality, what are the ones who are absolutely not realistic, but they are just limiting you, and get off the bad trip, right? This is the message here. Cut this bad loop of thoughts, get off the bad trip, and make sure you are following, adopting, and maintaining only beliefs and ideas that are serving you, right? This is the message here. Well, now, last but not least, I'm going to show you the whole constellation, because all what I am talking about here is going to be much clearer when you see the whole constellation and see how the cards are responding to each other. So there we go. Again, the next week is going to be about rebirth, renewal, and kind of an enlightenment by finding and figuring out some truths. This is a great thing already. The price for it is going to be really get off the pedestal and really questioning your beliefs so far, and instead of following false beliefs, and instead of preaching about something and being too confident, getting into the doing mode, right? And taking your own destiny in your hand by diving into this work, which is sometimes tiresome, stressful, and dirty, but this is the way how you can manage your life the best way. So again, diving into the experience, being ready to try and fail and doing it, and this way literally creating your own destiny. This is wonderfully confirmed by the advice here. Again, we see here a very interesting synchronicity. These two cards are very similar, and they tell me that yes, get off the pedestal, don't get too confident about your beliefs so far, but be ready to change them. Get off the bad trip and get out of the bed and get to this workbench and be ready to do the work. I love these two cards, how similar but still different they are. Carrying the message that instead of thinking of things and over worrying something, get off this bad loop of thoughts, get into doing modus, because this is the way how you are going to become the master of your own life, as we have seen here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth that these cards carry for us this week, and this is the truth that at the end can set us free, right? So this is how we are going to reach this new internal freedom, a new level of freedom and success as well. I love this so much. I love this message. And I think that these are super nice closing words. I hope it has made sense for you too. In case yes, please don't forget to like, to follow, and to share. Thanks a lot for showing up today. See you next week again. Ciao.